Om Shri Sai Ram, and welcome to today's program where we will be celebrating Ladies' Day. It was 25 years ago that Swami declared November 19th as Ladies' Day. And I would like to wish all of my dear Sai sisters and aunties who have tuned in a very happy Ladies' Day to each and every one of you. It has been such a blessing to be able to celebrate Ladies' Day at our center over the past 15 years. It gives us an opportunity to come together as sisters and share our love and gratitude for Swami. Today's program is a video presentation of our love for Swami from his daughters at the Atlanta Sai Center. Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, respected elders, dear sisters and brothers, we offer our humble pranams to Swami and ask for his blessings, grace, and love as we share this special virtual Ladies' Day 2020 offering with all of you. In this evening's experience, we invite each of you to take a journey along with us as we reflect on the history of Ladies' Day. Swami, please accept our offering as a token of our love and gratitude to you. Today's journey will take us to many different corners of our spiritual path, with the theme of Footprints in Time, a compilation of Atlanta Ladies' Day memories, musings, and music. We have a tremendously talented pool of Sai sisters within our center. Our bond and friendship has grown over the last several years, and we want you to take a journey along with us, visiting these wonderful memories we've built, the fun times we've had together, while we worked hard at creating some magical presentations.
We have always challenged ourselves to deliver a unique offering each year. While we have previously had the luxury to meet face to face and refine our presentation, this year provided us with an interesting opportunity to take it a step further. Our entire presentation today is a culmination of remote collaboration. Swami is, and will always be at the core of everything we do, for we are always following his footsteps while creating our own footprints in time. We would like to start at the beginning. Swami created Ladies' Day in 1995. This was 25 years ago. We are blessed to have members in our Sai community who witnessed this initial effort and outpouring of love. Let us listen to the reflections, memories, and musings from Padmanti, Shibnyanti, and Sudanti.
As Swami's fame grew, people from all over flocked to Parthi, setting up temporary homes to be in his proximity. Ladies of the household were adamant to travel to be with Swami. After all, he was their Krishna, and they were his gopis. While the journey to Parthi itself was hard and arduous, there was no respite once they got there. Women came prepared with provisions and utensils so they could cook and serve Swami and his devotees. Water, which was essential for daily life, had to be sourced from the Chitravati or nearby wells, and this meant long walks there and back carting water. As crowds swelled, the women kept themselves busy in service of others, feeding the crowds and making garlands, among other things. On top of this, Swami used to play a lot of mischief, causing several women to lament their fate to Swami. Long days of hard work were rewarded with sweet smiles and promises of liberation. These innocent women wanted none of that. They only cared for Swami, serving him tirelessly as he furthered his mission. It was these women who formed the backbone of the old mandir and the transition to Prashanti Mandir. Even today, women continue to juggle their personal and professional responsibilities while serving Swami with utmost devotion.
Of the early 1960s, Swami had just moved to the new Prashanti Nilayam from the old mandir. There were a row of houses at the rear of the building. Houses mean 8 by 8 rooms, the tiny bath and kitchen attached. One of them was occupied by my grandmother, who was a very ardent devotee of Swami, who went to Swami in the early 40s. And to the west was the West Prashanti. There were 3 houses. One belonged to Mr. Raja Reddy. And on the east were a few houses. One belonged to Mr. Kasturi. And one was post office, printing press, and also a police station, all combined. The printing of the Sanatana Sati magazine had just started then. So we slept in the open. There were no other accommodation. Sometimes dogs and frogs were company. 2 a.m. was the bath time, and then after some meditation, it was time for Omkar, Suprabhatam and Nagar Sankirtan. And then Vishwarupa Darshan, when Swami would give darshan from the balcony of the first floor. Then we assembled again at 9 o'clock for darshan, interviews. We stayed there till 12 o'clock. We sat there on the trees and Swami moved among the devotees, taking people for interviews, talking with some, collecting letters. And soon it was 6 o'clock, it was time for bhajan. We gathered at the mandir. After the bhajan, a dinner and the day was almost over. Nobody went back without an interview. Then Swami would be freely moving around among the devotees, picking up people for interviews. Everybody had the chance of an interview.
In 1995, when it was Swami's 70th birthday, and at that time, 2 days before, Swami declared that he is first time going to celebrate Ladies' Day on 19th of November. On the day, whole program from morning till evening was done only by ladies. A procession of special ladies who were working behind the scenes in Sai organization in Puru Chandra auditorium, dressed in golden saris, matching Swami's robe. They declared their projects like Bal Vikas, Mahila Vibhag, Sevadhal, Mother and Child Project, Ishwarama School, Primary School, Anantapur College, and they prayed to Swami, please Swami, make us successful in our projects, and so that we have unity among ourselves. Interesting thing happened, as always. Anil Kumar, being the translator of Swami, he instantly got up and stood behind the Swami, and Swami looked at him and told him, what are you doing here? You are not a lady. And he had to sit down, and then Jayalakshmi Gopinath, principal of Anantapur College, who is an academic, and she translated whole of Swami's lecture. He said that all these projects that are in ladies' hands, they prosper.
సమాజం యొక్క గౌరవానికి, కుటుంబం యొక్క గౌరవానికి వంగి తనను గౌరవాన్ని కాపాడుకునే నిమిత్తము అణగిమణి ఉంటుంది. అది ఏ తమో గుణం.
The woman in all her humility established the honor of her house and everybody.
సత్వ తమో రజోగుణం యొక్క స్వరూపమే ఈ యొక్క స్త్రీ.
Sattva, Rajas, Tamas is the embodiment of stree. What is the reason for a woman's name coming first? Because woman is a very embodiment. So the women should inculcate compassion, love and sacrifice.
He thought we should respect the ladies. So ladies should always keep their passion wherever they go, and whatever you do with love. Swami liked that, Swami loved that, and my mother taught me too. If somebody comes to visit you, if you have to do whatever for them, do it with love. Respect your culture. Family is important. They have to be strong, delightful. Sometimes ladies think they are working, they can't do this, they can't do that, but it's not that. You have to have your time and discipline with your time, so you can do whatever you think to do. That much, strength you have given by the God.
Shri Ganesha Shivali Kumara Shita Jana Vinuta Prabhu Prabhu Shita Jana Vinuta Prabhu Shri Ganesha Shivali Kumara Shita Jana Vinuta Prabhu Prabhu Shita Jana Vinuta Prabhu Shri Ganesha Shivali Kumara
started Ladies' Day, the early 2000s, it was really a simple and sincere effort to bring Prashanti to Atlanta and put together a ladies program. And we started off as a music program, and over the years it's grown to so much more, to workshops and service activities. And it's such a beautiful experience to be with the ladies. And the thing that Swami has taught me through the process over all these years is to be all-inclusive, to bring in as many ladies as we can every year into the program, whether it's for the music or for service or for the workshops, to experience each other, learn from each other, and enjoy each other. And it's really a blessing, and I'm so thankful for that. Sairam.
As part of Ladies' Day celebrations, our center has conducted various workshops for women over the past years. Some of the workshops include mini retreats where we had speakers come in and share their experiences with Swami and their wisdom with all of us. We also did the Mandala meditation, guided meditation workshop where we connected with Swami and we shared his love in the form of art and color. These mandalas were later offered to Swami as part of the birthday cake. We also did some mini yoga workshops where we learned simple exercises that we could do at home, because maintaining a physical health is really important in our spiritual progress.
It's been a pleasure conducting yoga workshops at the Sai Center for Ladies' Day. This is a very nice way to bring all the ladies together for some practices and breathing techniques. These workshops are meant to be very motivational and inspirational, focusing on the importance of well-being. So it's not just about the physical body. If your body, mind, and the energies are well balanced and exercised, the experience of life can be much more beautiful.
We also had senior women devotees have a panel discussion where they, as women, what was their role in their families to nurture spirituality. They also shared their experiences with us. We made connection in the form of these various workshops, and we pray to Swami to guide us, conduct many more such workshops in the future. Thank you. Sairam.
Ladies' Day 2015. A sudden thought came to our mind, like how to break the pattern we usually have and also offer our love to Swami in some other art form. When we decide for a play, few of our brave sisters came forward and volunteered and stood by their word. So now why we chose the Tulsi story? Why Tulsi story? The reason we chose this story is that it was actually told by Swami in the context in regarding to the power of chastity of the woman. Also, we want this message to pass it to our younger generation, that the significance and why we worship Tulsi and what is the benefit if you water that plant. And most of all, in personal note, we actually bonded, all the actors actually bonded as a Tulsi sister. Sairam.
Ladies' Day brings a lot of fond memories. The one that is really dear to my heart is the newsletter. Newsletter is very special to me for several reasons. One, I would like to thank Swami for this learning opportunity where I got to serve as a compiler and look at all your articles, your submissions. And I also got to witness several hidden talents in Atlanta Sai Center. Be it your poems, your articles, your paintings, there were several ways to express your love for Swami, and Swami's love of 1,000 mothers was clearly evident in each one of your offerings. It's interesting to see how Swami reaches out to each one of us and expresses his love for us.
We have, over the year, do a lot of service projects also. I remember one being very special. We had collected 9 most needed items for women and put it together in a reusable bag, and then we gave it to the women's shelter downtown. And oh my God, these ladies were so excited. They just loved it. They hadn't had anybody do that before, and they didn't receive anything like that, and it was just so much love and joy in giving it out to them. We had such a great time that year. I remember it very well.
Sairam. So Ladies' Day is always one of the most fun times of the year for me. And the best thing about it for me is how the ladies all come together for a service project. Last year we came together for the Heart Walk along with our families, and it was just a great gathering of unity and having fun outside and doing something good. Heart health is something special to me anyway, so it was just a great service activity.
We've seen efforts over the years of different types of offerings, such as plays, workshops, panel discussions, newsletters, and service projects. All of these activities required us to meet face-to-face and work shoulder-to-shoulder. But when COVID-19 hit, many of us felt isolated from our center, friends, and family. A young adult thought of a great project where we shared our favorite Swami quotations. By sharing these quotations, we sought strength, inspiration, and sustenance in Swami's words. This connected us with each other, and we realized that we rely on Swami for everything.
One of my favorite teaching of Swami is, why fear when I'm here? What a profound and all-time consoling promise to all of us who believe in him. It is one of my favorite because over the years it gives me great strength and courage and something to hold on during my difficult and delusive time. Today, when world is going all upside down during this current time, don't you think that why fear when I'm here is the great and powerful promise for us to hold on?
So realizing who we are from within, connecting with Swami within everything we do, day in, day out, makes it all better.
One of Swami's quote that is very dear to me is, "Be simple and sincere." This is a very sweet and short quote, but indeed a powerful one and a hard one to follow. Especially in this ever-competitive, ever-changing world where we face many challenges every day, being simple and being sincere to oneself and to others is very important. And if we can do that, we are definitely one step closer to Swami and one step ahead in our sadhana.
My favorite Swami's quote is, "The grace of God is like insurance. It will help you in your time of need without any limit." I really like this quote because when I'm going through some difficult time in my life, when I think of this quote, it gives me assurance that I have the biggest life insurance in my life, and that is the grace of Swami. And because I have that, it gives me the confidence and strength that whatever happens, I will be able to overcome it with a lot of strength and power and come out stronger and wiser by the grace of God.
Here is one of my favorite Swami quotes. Once we surrender our mind to God completely, He will take care of us in every way. The reason why I really like this is when we choose to surrender the control of our mind to God, He will take care of us and give us the strength and power to think right. Because this is very important each and every minute for us to think right and take good decisions.
In all situations and at all times, your faith in God should never leave you. By Satya Sai Baba. So, in my respect, I feel that in times of struggle, we must remember Swami because it is only He who can help us.
We have heard from our sisters on how Swami has been an anchor in our lives through these challenging times. Swami has always emphasized that the easiest way to connect with him is through namasmarana. In other words, repetition of his name. The simplest form of this namasmarana is bhajans. Bhajans have been the cornerstone of the Sai movement since its inception. Here in Atlanta, our love for Swami has always expressed itself in the form of music in our overall devotional program and in our Ladies' Day offerings. Music has driven and been the constant in every Ladies' Day offering.
Bhajans, as we all know, is an important part of all Sai activities. Swami loves bhajans. Sometimes, some in the early years, Swami asked me, when there were no printed material at all, Swami was standing in the balcony and he asked me, do you want a bhajan book? I said, yes, Swami. Hindi or Kannada? I said, Kannada, Swami. He went in and brought out 2 tiny bhajan books. Threw one at me and one at my son Sam. He was a baby, I was holding him. Swami said, catch, and he caught it. Swami says, bhajan is a great unifier. People of all faiths, all denominations can sing together in one voice, and their focus is one, that is Swami.
All right. So it was so interesting listening to Padmanti talk about, how Swami said that bhajans, Swami put bhajans, gave prime importance to bhajans. And if you look at some of the old vintage bhajans, I was so excited that we did the C medley because I personally relate to so many of those bhajans. Growing up in Vrindavan days in the 70s, I heard some of those bhajans being sung there. Pretty much, I guess it was being composed and sung in front of Swami at the Vrindavan ashram.
हे करुणनिधे भगवान साई राम साई राम हे करुणनिधे भगवान साई राम साई राम हे दीनजनों की दया निधे प्रभु राम साई राम हे दीनजनों की दया निधे
Very interesting, because originally in old mandir, Swami used to have ladies sing, and when some of those some of the ladies who sang very proficiently, they actually sang devotional songs. They were not singing bhajans. So and unknowingly, the way we actually structured our Ladies' Day is very much similar to that. So we took songs, devotional songs, then interspersed it with bhajans, and so the musical element actually aligns very close to the old 1940s and 1950s.
For me was that it was just so exciting, because we really just wanted to come together to celebrate women and to create this sort of unified offering which would capture our love for Swami. And so that was the original intention. And it started off as a music program, but then grew into so many other things. And I think the goal was always to try to find something that everyone could relate to, that would include the greatest number of women. So we had to take into consideration simplicity in our choices of material. Also, I think it was so important to reach as many people in the audience and to reflect the country that we live in, which is so diverse. And so the content that we included in our offering always had multilingual, chants and songs, because we always wanted to reflect this diverse country that we lived in. So, Nandini, don't you feel like that was always the intention?
Absolutely. I mean, many people look at it as Prashanti out of, everywhere else. And I always felt that I think we kept true to the intention of where we lived. And it was Atlanta, it was United States, and we had such a diverse mix of resources here. And I think we stayed to that original intent, and that's why it's so beautiful. None of us actually knew French, but we kind of learned it. And the other interesting thing is we did the gun part, okay? We did not do a chant, we did gun part. So it was like, okay, let us start off with Ladies' Day celebrations and then bang, full on. Let's go French, let's go gun part. And it was so interesting because I think the key there was we focused on the essence of learning things correctly. So we learned pronunciations. We even, it's not just, even in the gun part, we had to intonate it in a certain way. There was no, hey, we can't make it sing song or, change the intonations, because it loses its essence and the power behind the chant. Not chant, gun part.
Because even playing drums and stuff, I mean, I always look to you, Nandini, Savita, to make sure I'm going faster if I have to go faster, or slow down, change the beat. So it's a team effort, definitely.
Fortunately, I was trained to be up late at night, so all these late night sessions were my jam, and we would it was like the best combination of creativity and fun and just delirium. I think the amount of delirium that has gone into preparing these things is like, the stuff that our memories are built on. When we hear these medleys, and even just for this year, pulling back all these memories from all these years, the memories and the experience that is tied to each of these is so awesome. It's not even the piece that's important. It's just the whole experience together, starting from the planning with all of us, and then with all of the practices.
As a newcomer to the Atlanta Sai Center, I feel like I was just blown away by how the women's offering really represented Swami's words of unity in thought, word, and deed. How the songs, how the arrangement was very inclusive, and how that energy level started almost like at the beginning of a spiritual journey, how you're still trying to figure out who Swami is, what your relationship with him is, and by the end, the energy is so high, like you've reached him, like you've connected with him, and I feel like anybody who would enter that devotional offering would instantly feel and understand what does it mean to be with Swami, what does it mean to have him in your life, and how we can keep that common among every type of person that receives that offering and can experience it with that kind of the highest component of love that every single one of us offer during that Ladies' Day celebration.
Trying to overcome our own limitations and going out of our comfort zone to learn something that's different. And I praise and commend all the women in the center that take the time to really, really study it and learn it well and do it right.
Like Swami says, I will flow through you, but you have to put in your effort. And we did put in our effort, both from a planning perspective and from a practice. And I'd say, when I say the we, I say the larger we. Every single lady of the Sai Center at Atlanta, literally, in spite of all her responsibilities, like across the board, personal responsibilities, center responsibilities, has always given 100%. And I mean, when we do this, what else can you expect? Obviously, Swami has to flow through each one of us.
That at the end of every Ladies' Day program offering, I'm literally shaking because the energy in the room is so palpable. I mean, regardless of how it actually sounded to everybody else, I know that Swami has accepted our offering because the purity with which everyone has rendered it. So, yeah, it's been a joy.
We had the first Ladies' Day program in 2005, and put together a beautiful musical program for about an hour or so, and then that included Vedic chanting and various religious chants and songs and bhajans as well. I still remember to this day the whole sequence of the actual program because it was just beautiful.
I attended 2 Ladies' Day program at Atlanta Science Center, and if I put my experience in few words, I would just say that feeling of pure and sweet love for our beloved Swami, feeling unity, that's the feeling of those sisterly love all around you, energy, excitement and enthusiasm.
It's like we grow together as sisters, and then we learn together and we enjoy together.
My favorite part of Ladies' Day program, this practice we all do. We start this practice few weeks ahead of Ladies' Day. Every week we meet at a devotee's home and practice together. I thoroughly enjoy these high energy bhajans. My favorite bhajan is Radhika Manohara Madana Gopal.
We get an opportunity to participate in activities that continuously helps to remind me of how sacred a woman's role in life is. As daughters, as mothers, as teachers, as leaders, as grandmas. So we learn so many different songs, and it's very hard for me to pick one favorite song. But anyway, I'm just going to pick one, and that is Mata Mata Sai Mata.
So one year we were singing the bhajan Un Solo Dios. It's a Spanish bhajan, and it just really touched my heart. It meant a lot, and I loved singing it every day.
I love to participate in Ladies' Day mostly for 2 reasons. One, I think this is the one time all of us ladies, no matter how busy we are, we all together collectively get together to offer our love and gratitude to Swami. And the other thing is, since I love bhajans a lot, this is my one chance to learn different bhajans from the best singers of the Atlanta Science Center.
Last year we did this one beautiful bhajan for Mother Earth. This is As One We Walk This Earth Together, As One We Sing to her our song. It's such a beautiful and touching bhajan, and I love that.
A commitment to Ladies' Day is commitment to Swami. It requires patience, sacrifice and adjustments. It has helped me to improve as a bhajan singer and sing with confidence. One of my favorite bhajan is Satya Swarupini Ma, which I learned for our Ladies' Day celebration. And after I learned that, I rendered that at devotee's house for Navratri celebration.
The fun part about learning new bhajans for Ladies' Day for me are learning the ones that are not in the language that I know. So I'm from Africa, and I love the African bhajans we've sang, Siyabanga and Okeko Afano. They're usually more upbeat and just fun to learn.
love the Sarva Dharma medley bhajans, and it brings out a lot of Shakti energy in all the ladies singing together for Swami with joy and love, and we all can feel it and we enjoy it.
सरबत का भला, नानक नाम चढ़ती कला, तेरे बाणे सरबत का भला। वाहे गुरु 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 वाहे
I have come to light the lamp of love in your hearts, to see that it shines day by day with added luster. I have not come on behalf of any exclusive religion. I have not come on a mission of publicity for a sect or creed or cause. Nor have I come to collect followers for a doctrine. I have no plan to attract disciples, or devotees into my fold or any fold. I have come to tell you of the unitary faith, this spiritual principle, this path of love, this virtue of love, this duty of love, this obligation of love.
Sai Ram. What a wonderful program that was. So beautiful, mesmerizing, so many memories. Indeed, it is wonderful. Dear sisters, I am deeply touched and honored to be associated with all of you. The program was indeed wonderful, and it only shows the love that you all have for Swami. It only shows the dedication, the commitment that you have for Swami. And on behalf of the center, I congratulate all of you, and also proudly can say this: I can definitely draw inspiration from all of you. It is not easy. Just to put about 10 or 11 bhajans on a weekly basis for Sunday, I put in several long hours. It's just not easy because it's for Swami. We cannot give anything less than 100%. And if that is the case, now putting a program like this, I can only imagine what would have gone in. And yes, end of the day, watching a program on YouTube looks so cool and so simple, but connecting the dots, I don't know how many Zoom sessions you guys had, how many Bandlamp sessions you had, or what are all the tools you guys have used for audio mixing, video mixing. Only Swami knows, what went in. But seeing a program like this, I can gauge the amount of work that has gone in. Very, very grateful for all that you guys have done. And in fact, you guys are inspiration. All our sisters, you guys are behind SSC, you guys are behind the service projects that take place at our center. You name it, our sisters are there. And we are so grateful for all your contributions and all your dedication that day in and out you offer to Swami, through which we all get benefited. And honestly, I definitely draw inspiration from your commitment and dedication now. Before I move ahead with a few announcements, I know names and forms are many. Those may have put in, this wonderful program together, but at least the names that I can remember, a few names, sorry, my memory is not that great, but I know several leaders like Savita, Saila, Nandini, Chitra, Nisha, Vani, Shanti, and so on, Satya. There are many people I know. See, end of the day, leaders can put a program together, but again, participation is also important. It's like this, when I sing a bhajan, let's say there's no chorus, then it becomes mono, it's useless. So likewise, leaders can only do so much, but again, all participants are also important. I do not have the exact list to read out, but sisters, please forgive me if I missed out any of your names. But honestly, I bow down and thanks to each and every one of you for putting a wonderful offering together. I am sure Bhagwan is very happy with your commitment and love that you have offered. So moving on, tomorrow is a big day, right? Swami's birthday is coming up. I don't know how many of you have gotten a chance to read the instructions in the email, in the weekly email that's come out. So we have three options for Swami's birthday, right? So one is YouTube. Yes, please tune into our YouTube channel and watch the program and be part of it. And second option is like in Prashanti, Samadhi Darshan, you walk in, exit out, right? Likewise, today our center, the main hall is extended, the renovation. Now there is a special entrance that will directly take you to Swami's Darshan altar. Take darshan, pray to him, offer your love to Swami, and exit out. Now the second option does not have any room to be seated in the main hall. Just come, pray, and we had to take an exit. And third option is, I know we are almost touching 30, but I put in a little Google form where people can put in their name, but we'll be able to accommodate about 30 people in the main hall, where people can be seated and be part of the entire program. Quickly, the program will start at 5:30 with the SSC children program, for about hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes, then followed by close to 30 minutes of YS program. That would be around 6:45. Then then Swami's video, followed by bhajans would approximately start around 7:30, and I would expect it to go on close to 9 o'clock, because there's a cake cutting and of course arati. So that's all for today, dear sisters, dear brothers, all of us. Let's come forward and take active part in Bhagwan's birthday celebrations and be part of this wonderful celebration. after March. First time that we'll be meeting at the center. Fortunately, it's Bhagwan's birthday celebration. Let us all pray to Swami that everything goes well, everything goes smoothly, and everybody gets a chance to, pray peacefully. Thank you all. Stay safe. Jai Sai Ram.
शङ्कररूपा सज्जनवन्दित साई रामा नमोऽस्तुते रघुपतिरूपा रम्यचरित्रा साई रामा नमोऽस्तुते केशवरूपा क्लेशविनाशक साई रामा नमोऽस्तुते अद्भुतचरिता
सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदानयज्ञम् अहं भोजनं न भोजनं नैव भोज्यम् न कृतं सदानन्दरूपम् अद्वैतम् सदानन्दरूपम् अद्वैतम् सत्यं शिवं सुन्दरम् सदानन्दरूपम्